Enchanted Library. Once there was a young girl named Nyla who loved exploring and reading stories. She lived in a small town surrounded by mountains and forest. People in the town whispered about a magical place hidden deep in the woods, called the Enchanted Library. They said it was no ordinary library. It was a place full of ancient books with magical powers, and it only appeared to those who needed it most. One evening, as the sun was setting, Nyla was walking through the forest. She took a path she hadn't noticed before, and there, glowing softly in the fading light, she saw it, the Enchanted Library. It was an old, mysterious building covered in ivy and surrounded by trees with sparkling leaves. Drawn by her curiosity, Nyla climbed the stone steps and slowly opened the heavy wooden door. Inside, the library was breathtaking. There were rows upon rows of shelves filled with every kind of book imaginable. Some large and leather-bound, others tiny and glowing as if alive with their own magic. The air smelled of old paper and enchanted ink, and the only sounds were the whispers of turning pages. Suddenly, a soft light appeared in front of Nyla. She reached out, and the light transformed into a small magical creature. It introduced itself as Lyra, the enchanted librarian and guardian of the library. Lyra spoke in a gentle voice. "Welcome, Nyla. The library has been waiting for you. Here you can find the answers to anything you wish to know. So tell me, what are you searching for?" Nyla thought about what she wanted most. She wanted to be brave, to find the courage to face her fears and be strong. "I want to learn about courage," she said. Lyra nodded and led her to a shadowy aisle filled with old, magical books. Lyra explained that each book held a story of courage and bravery, and each one could teach her a lesson. Nyla picked up a book, and as she opened it, a glowing mist rose from the pages and surrounded her. In an instant, Nyla found herself in a different world. She was no longer in the library but standing in a vast forest face to face with a mighty dragon. The dragon's scales gleamed like silver, and its eyes sparkled with wisdom. Nyla's heart pounded with fear, but the book's magic whispered to her, urging her to be brave. She took a deep breath and spoke to the dragon, asking for its wisdom. The dragon wasn't frightening at all. It was a kind creature willing to share its knowledge with those who were brave enough to ask. When the story ended, Nyla was back in the library holding the book. She felt a little braver than before, having faced her fears in the dragon's world. Eager for more, Nyla picked up another book. Each one took her on a new adventure. She traveled through deserts, crossed magical rivers, and climbed snowy mountains. She even met friendly ghosts and enchanted animals, learning new lessons from each journey. In one story, she helped a village under a curse, learning the power of kindness and compassion. In another, she faced fierce winds and storms, teaching her about resilience and hope. Hours passed, but it felt like only moments. The library's magic kept her filled with energy and wonder, as if time stood still within its walls. Each story left her feeling stronger, wiser, and more confident. She realized that courage wasn't about not feeling afraid. It was about facing her fears and choosing to be brave. Finally, Nyla reached the last book. When she opened it, she was surprised to see that it was about her. A story of a young girl who had ventured into the enchanted library to find courage and discovered it within herself. She understood then that the library had shown her who she truly was. Lyra appeared beside her, smiling kindly. "You have learned much, Nyla. The library's magic can't leave with you, but the lessons you've learned will always stay in your heart." Nyla felt grateful for everything the library had given her. She thanked Lyra and turned to leave. As she stepped outside, the heavy door closed behind her, and she looked back to find that the library had disappeared, hidden once more. The forest was quiet and the night sky was filled with stars. With newfound courage, Nyla returned to her town, feeling stronger and more confident. From that day on, whenever she felt afraid or unsure, she remembered her journey in the Enchanted Library, and the lessons helped her face her fears. The magic of the Enchanted Library stayed with her, reminding her that courage, kindness, and wisdom could always be found within.